Hello everyone. I'm ready to start another segment on this East Africa project. So I want to make some decorative grooves directly in the same location where the joints are in the back panel. And what I want to do is I want to use the V-groove plane that I made quite a while ago on the channel. And if you remember, if you saw that video, I mentioned that I had a project in mind to use this plane. This was the project. It's been a long time coming for both this plane and this project. So what I did was, because I want all three grooves to be the same depth. So what I did was I made a test groove in a piece of wood, and then I set the plane in the groove, and then I clamped the block to the plane, and the block is also going to protect the plane from being scratched as I run it along the straight edge. So let's take a look at what I have. I'm using an 8-foot builder's level as a straight edge, and you'll see me cut a few of the grooves. Should go smoothly, and then I'll move on to other aspects of the project. The next thing that I'm probably going to do is the veneer for the headpiece. So let's check out and see how this thing looks. I could have probably gone one more pass deeper, set it a little deeper, but I think this is going to be a subtle detail. I'll try and film it a little bit later. Let's see if I could zoom in on it. It's not a big deal. It just... you can see it's very light. Let's say the middle of that groove is less than 1/8 of an inch deep, but that's all I want. And I'm very happy to be able to use a homemade plane to do it. So I think I'm up to about 7 or 8 planes on this project, all ones that I used, that I made myself. So I'm gonna break away from this and continue on with something else. So I made a mistake when I cut this mortise, and it's too deep. So I'm going to put a layer of veneer underneath the final layer, and that brings it very close to being flush where I want it. I did a test cut with the router, and I thought I had it set right where I wanted it, and then when I made the first cut on this piece, it wasn't deep enough. So somewhere along the line there was an error in the settings, and then when I went to make it deeper, it ended up being too deep. So this is the shim layer, and these pieces are already broken. So okay, another layer of glue. Okay. All right, let's let that set up. See how it looks in a little while. Let's see what this looks like. I unclamped it already once, And yeah, this is better. There's a small crown in this 6-inch board or 5.5-inch board, and the block that I used didn't sit flat enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this and let this dry, because a lot of the moisture that's in this glue is trapped either underneath the tape or underneath the plastic. So I'm going to let this go for a while. And alright, so I got a setup going here, and rather than get real fancy with nails and screws and gussets and stuff, I'm going to glue the crown to the panels. That's 2 very light marks right here. That's where I want to set it. The crown is already cut to length, so I'm just going to put a light line of glue on the back of the crown and try and figure out a way to clamp it so it doesn't move. Okay, the length is real good on side to side. The other pieces are going to fit real nice. I got full contact along the back. I got a nice tight seam in the front. This is looking real good. Alright, so this glue should be dry. Let me take these clamps off, and we'll see how this piece looks. Okay, sitting on there real good, nice and secure, full contact. Alright, let's see what this looks like. I already know the joints are not perfectly closed, but doing it this way with clamps and all, I want to try and avoid using filler or nails or anything like that, so however the joint comes out is how I'm going to leave it. Yeah, they're off a little bit. I'm going to make it work. So, the next step is the piece on the bottom. I'll get set up for that. Alright, I'm going to try a different approach with these moldings. I'm just going to clamp them to themselves as one unit and then clamp all 3 pieces to the head piece once they're glued together. And I'm going to use this piece of stone as like a straight edge so that they'll stay flat without twisting, because these pieces are too small to clamp in place and keep aligned. Okay, this looks good. So it's been about an hour and a half. Let me glue the other side. It's getting late. And what I can do is let it sit overnight. So these three pieces were successfully glued together, and I sanded them. So now I'm ready to glue them to the headpiece, and they'll be permanently attached. All right, let's unclamp everything. See how this looks. All right, so it's looking pretty good. Let me widen the shot a little bit. So not too bad. And looks pretty decent, came out pretty clean. Stain up real good. I think it'll look fine. So there's some sanding involved in this. I got to tune up these corners a little bit. They didn't come out as well as I wanted. But the next step is going to be some pre-assembly and getting this ready for staining and finishing.